We come here today to stand for a strong pillar that not only builds our society but also defines the length of which our society can reach. A pillar that is well known, a pillar that she has stood for through her CV, a pillar of integrity. The power to understand that values are not instilled in us as we enter our offices, nor are they instilled in us during our maturity in the office. However, the revolutionary power is to understand that values are instilled in us right now. They are values that we ought to grow with, mature with, and harmoniously start living in peace with. And that is why it is with my deepest gratitude that I commend the Office of the State House Investors Protection Unit for putting forth an initiative that will instill the formidable value of integrity at this crucial point in our life. With an understanding that the environment and the exposure that we have today will be the one that will shape our future, I am more than glad that today you come here to speak to us on this occasion. An occasion that will be a fundamental point in very many of our lives. An occasion that will usher the importance of integrity and other values in times to come. Our nation today was built on visionaries that seek liberation from a war-torn and disastrous country. A country that was shackled in the manacles of segregation, war, and insecurity. But our nation tomorrow, which is our nation, will and must be built on integrity. Because it is through integrity that we will see the soul transformation of our nation. It is through integrity that our education system will be built in resemblance to international standards from every corner of the nation. It is through integrity that mothers that lie and give birth in hospital corridors will be no more. It is through integrity that the perverse vice of swindling our money as a nation will be no more. And then, only then, shall this nation rise to new heights with stronger wings. And no man, not even an economist, will be able to define to us the heights of economic, social, or even political development that our nation will be able to reach. And I stand here proud, knowing that on this great hill, a great cloud of transformation is brewing on this nation. On these grounds, where the golden and blue badge today is really truly glad to be part of the pioneers that will carry the values of this great talk that we will receive today to be a formidable ground for our leadership tomorrow. Where we will move out of these gates, not only as gentlemen from these gates, but most importantly, as ambassadors of integrity and ambassadors of our great nation tomorrow. Therefore, I will take this initiative to thank Colonel Edith Nakalema for coming to speak to us, for being part of our journey to not only build a greater future, but also a greater nation tomorrow. I well know that on this hill of Chisuri will one day come a great caliber of revolutionaries that will build our nation on ethical understanding, grace from the Lord, and most importantly, integrity. Thank you for being part of our journey of instilling this great value of integrity within us, and both we and the nation and the entire nation are eternally grateful.
So, this smart leader here, the head prefect, I would even add that he's looking forward to becoming His Excellency Chijaji Peter. Thank you very much for your very, very inspiring words. Your words were inspiring. The memories of my friends, the challenges I encountered, and the anxiety of what kind of life awaited me outside school vividly came to mind. So I was in school very many years. I finished secondary school in 1989. Yes, my journey is long. For me to have gone through many schools, of course not the like smack. I went to ordinary schools, but by God's grace, trusting God, working hard, I later did my master's at King's College London. And recently, again by God's grace, I was awarded a certificate of excellence in the fight against corruption and inspiring young people in integrity in British Parliament by the World Book of Records. But for me, I walked to school, to my primary, my secondary. My father would ride me on a bicycle to school. But I was taught to always honor God, obey parents and elders, obey teachers, do what is right at the right time, commit to do what is right in studies, and it's what we're going to share. I want to just share with you, as I will keep repeating it, that I want to talk to you as a mother, as an auntie, as an elder sister, but for you really, know you are all my children. What you wish to be known of, or what you want to be remembered of, starts now with your days of school. Your days at school is when you start shaping your future and destiny. So today we will share on about what we'll call a necessary ingredient for tomorrow's leader. Because actually for you, you are not just for tomorrow, you are the leaders of today and tomorrow. Because wherever you are leading, you are leading yourself and leading those that are under you, but also holding onto those your peers, and then being led by those that are above you. So next I want us to think on the words of this gentleman here. Next slide. We're starting now. So the only dignity of a man is the integrity of his work. And that was by Patrice Lumumba, the first Prime Minister of the Republic of Congo, and a great politician who was a renowned Pan-Africanist. So, have that in mind and keep asking yourself a question as I share these few slides as a man, as a professional. My professional career, I did not choose to go straight to the army. I chose to add value because we were recruited in 1998, immediately after I finished tertiary institutions, university. So His Excellency, the President, asked the church leaders, the chaplains, the pastors, the fathers in church, again, churches and schools, in particular universities and tertiary institutions. He asked for the youth that were completing their studies who had kept integrity to join training for 6 months, so that we were supposed to join this anti-smuggling unit of Uganda Revenue Authority, and it was called Special Revenue Services. So I was recruited by our chaplain. He passed on, rest in peace, Reverend, and our intake, my group were recruited from all districts of Uganda, but the basis was those that had stood in integrity, in keeping good discipline on Christianity basis, but also, of course, we had Muslims, also sheikhs and all religious sects chose their best and sent us to go and train on how to fight smugglers that were smuggling Uganda's resources on lake shores, and so we needed to learn a gun. operate a gun, because you cannot fight an enemy with mere hands or with sticks. So I had been brought up at the Diocese of Ankole, although my origins are in Uganda. Rengo Masaka is where my great-grandfather originated from, and went to Ankole as a Sasa chief. So somehow my parents were chiefs in Ankole, grandparents not. My father was a reverend in the Church of Uganda. But importantly, keeping integrity. As he was riding his bicycle, taking me to school, he would be singing, "Jesus alone is enough." He will give you all you need as long as you remain in faith, as long as you respect and obey the rules and regulations of your school, work together with your peers, help each other, concentrate on your studies, and you will be the person you would wish to be. So when I found myself working directly as a personal assistant to His Excellency the President, and I said, yes, this is what my father used to tell me as he was riding his bicycle. Remaining obedient, but importantly, trusting in God and working hard if you get to your levels. So I wanted this statement to keep ringing in our minds, that the only dignity of a man or a person is the integrity of his work. You can't have integrity in your work when you yourself, you're not a person of integrity. SMARC vision. From what we know, as we're in public, I have confessed that today has been my very first time to step here, but I looked at your environment, I admired, and I will continue to associate with you when you allow. From what we know out there, in SMARC, in your environment, great SMARC boys, excellence is not an act, but a culture, and congratulations on that. Your excellence is a culture here, and leadership is not a title, but a daily discipline. Once again, congratulations. SMARC continues to shape young men of character, intellect, and national purpose. And for that, the nation Uganda, the country Uganda, has a lot of hope in your skills, in your abilities, in your competencies, and we can't wait to have you in the leadership of this beautiful motherland, Uganda. Your motto, your school motto, Dak in Alton, calls for courage, preparation, and boldness. A reminder that greatness lives in deeper waters, not at the shore. Great gentlemen of SMARC, your motto here alone calls you to dip yourselves into your studies, the deep waters, the sacrifices you make, the late nights you're having in preps, and all that. You're going to come out as gold to go and be people of highest value in making the world better than you found it. This session, or this interaction with you today is a reminder that the journey into the deep, or the depths of your studies, the depths of your career growth, much a little later, requires discipline, resilience, and unwavering commitment to integrity. The foundational pillars that you need include keeping discipline, being resilient, and upholding determination. The decision you make when you're still a young person with all abilities, when my parents used to tell us that time to go to school is very limited to few peaceful years, that each year you lose at school can never be regained at all. So that you do the first thing first, and the rest will be added on you. Being at school is an opportunity and a privilege for you to shape your future, for you to prepare how you want to be known of, what you want to become, and what you want to be remembered for when time for you to be transferred from this earth to eternity comes. Those of us that have lived some good years, we are saying let the little we can contribute is to tell our children to uphold integrity, to be disciplined, to be resilient, to be people of value wherever they are, to ensure that they value the time that they are given to concentrate on shaping their future. Because looking at you, I am seeing great leaders, and you choose who you want to be now. When you are in an environment that is very conducive, when you are provided everything with, you are now being provided by your parents, your guardians, your teachers, your friends that are working, those that are above you. But a time will come and you'll be the one to provide. So, prepare enough for what you want to become. Leadership needs discipline. Without it, you'll become a liability, not an asset. Friends choose to be assets by adding value to what you have. Discipline is choosing what is right over what is easy. There is a verse in the Bible, and that is 1 Corinthians chapter 1. I was reading it this morning, but it says that everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. I think it's 1 Corinthians 10:16, around there. That everything is permissible. You are permitted, you are allowed to do anything, but not everything is beneficial. So choose to do what is right over what is easy, or what can help you today, yet will distract you in future. So number 3, remember we are talking about discipline, resilience, and determination. So resilience is the fighter's spirit. Resilience is your ability to take hit and rise again. So to accept the challenge to again go into what is hard. These nights you're spending in preps, calculating with many formulas that may take the whole blackboard, or now you're lucky as you are on computers. My days I'm remembering blackboards. I don't think they are still there. For you are on your screens, you're tapping. Determination refers to unwavering focus, choosing never to look back, never to accept failure, never to accept defeat in any way. Determination is the force that keeps you moving even when the journey gets hard and tough. The bureaucracies, the obstacles, the difficult seasons will always exist, but a determined mind refuses to surrender. It is the engine behind every breakthrough. Determination is the engine behind every breakthrough. To senior 5 students, the students in high school, I want to encourage you that you are already approaching success to come to the world where we are. That those of us that are already in the public space, when you're in high school, you're already pointing there, because your years in university, there will be years where your freedom is not going to be tampered with, but you are the one to control your freedom, because if you don't control your freedom, then you may lose your focus. So you are at the gate of going to the life of universities where there is freedom that is not free, because what takes you there is still studying. So you still have to remind yourself, this time there won't be any lecturer that will follow you and remind you to go to your lectures. No. There is a lot of freedom that is not free in universities and in the workspace. I appreciate you, Head Prefect, for the words of wisdom that were packed in your speech. When you said that it is only integrity, it is the people that are nurturing integrity and discipline that are going to help us rub or eliminate the corrupt and save our resources, national resources, we mean. So be the leaders that are going to come. Choose now to be a person with a difference. You cannot inherit a mindset of producing or having results. It is something you determine. Results are from the consistent efforts that are focused to add value and to bring joy, to bring great hope to those that you will be working with, living with, right now studying with. Friends, my sons, great sons, intelligent sons of Sumak, practice what you preach. Do what you say. If you commit something, please deliver. Make your targets. Make your targets in study. Be disciplined in every way. Don't be a person that says something and does what is different from what you promise. Learn to deliver on your promises. Your actions set the standard for the leader you are becoming. Your actions, your behavior, your character, and your conduct, but also the values you uphold, they shape the leaders that you're becoming soon, or that you are already. Your own path, mistakes, failed exams, for example, if it happens. No, it doesn't happen here at SMAC because you all passed, you continue to pass, you're great. But when failure comes in life, the wrong decisions you may make in future, because errors are human, the wrong decision you may make, please own them. Accountability is strength, not shame. Always be accountable for your actions. And when you own up, you overcome. Stay the course when it is tough. Even when it's boring, or even when your life expectations slows down. Progress belongs to those who refuse to quit. Progress and success belongs to those who refuse or choose never to quit until they achieve. Great achievers never quit. This is how young men grow into leaders who build nations. You are the leaders that will build nations and nations of the world. So choose never to quit. Always resist until you overcome. Even the Bible puts it to us that resist the devil until the devil flees. Never ever allow failure. You are role in Uganda's development. I'm getting to the conclusion. I don't want you to be bored. Yet I expect some questions, but also compliments. You are full of wisdom. I expect you to add on what I am sharing with you today, because you hold your world on your computers, your laptops, your iPads, your phones, and so I know that you know much. The only difference is I have now. I borrow them from one writer's words. What I forget his name, but he said that when we are in this world, as we learn every day, since learning is daily, it's a journey that never ends, that you become more prepared to know how much you do not know. So for me, I'm now very prepared to know how much I do not know. So I want to also learn from you.